Okay, so I wanted to make a quick video, just watching a movie, and it kind of inspired me with thinking a lot about those people who are hearing voices and experiencing the the physical, well, for lack of a better word, physical essence of their trauma, so that they're able to see this trauma, because that's what trauma does. When you experience things in especially childhood, when your brain or body understands what's going on, these things do appear to you in later life, and they appear to you in the same mind as you experience them. So they come to you in the simplest forms. They come to you in forms that you won't be able to understand, because when you start realizing them again, you actually regress back to as you were then, to like experience them as they were. And yeah, that's very, very difficult. And I'm just thinking about those people as well who actually have been pushed through the mental health system for years. Because if you are, well, if you are young, for example, and you know, you might be experiencing very severe difficulties, but you've not had this years of systematic institutionalized abuse from the system, drugs, like all these medications, these therapies that don't work, and it's trying to tell you to push your pain aside and just get on and manage your life as you are, and really don't help you to understand the things that happen in your life. Like, how do you do that? Because really, to cure this trauma is a spiritual entity that needs love. It's you, it's yourself appearing back to yourself and screaming in that same voice that your soul was having in that moment of that trauma, not just on your part, but on the part of the abuser as well. And it's coming to you to connect with you, to ask for healing. And yeah, it's something that unfortunately, when it's been done to a child, it is part of that process where it has to stay with the child and take that lifetime of development to become, this thing that is mental health, in particular schizophrenia, and hearing voices and having these visions, to be able for you to really understand what it is. It's got to have that longevity of the pain, because that's what it is. The pain, it's been happening for a long time, so it needs to happen to the person for a long time for you to really understand what it is. It's the universe speaking. And yeah, to know that, well, really, that's part of that healing process, because it's a part that actually helps our universal consciousness to digest that and to really learn from this experience, and also to help you with your purpose as well towards what you do, so you can be able to give back and give love. Okay, but how do you do that? Because one of the main ways of giving love is actually forgiveness. And for those that have been abused, well, healing that trauma, it must include forgiveness. And if you are going to forgive your abuser, well, you need to understand your abuser. You need to understand that your abuser's also been on that cycle and not had that maybe the nourishment that you've had to be able to process things and see things in a way of taking the pain on and being saddened by it, or even being helped to become more kind by the pain. Rather, some people forget to become more angry by the pain or more confused by the pain, because they don't have the other things that they need. and that part is really terrible for them as well. And you know they've hurt you really bad, and how are you ever going to do that? But then you really look to the beginning of all of that, and you start to see the cycle of what they've been through. You can get to understand their path and how they got to be, and then you got to really be able to take that on and give them forgiveness. Now, this is the difficult part, because for people that have been in the system for a long time, they're really trapped in that child mind. And from working with people with schizophrenia, who after years and years of drugging, the system is a wicked. You see the medications, that they give you, they really numb the mind and kill the body and kill the senses, and creating children of our adults till they're really not able to process this daily life and just trauma and things in general. And it's really a slow, really slow process. Now, this is to any mental health workers out there. Please go out and look up something called the Maastricht interview. I'm going to post it here in the comments on this post, Please look up Maastricht interview and bring that into your workplace. This is the key for healing, okay? It's the door in to first helping someone to be able to understand this experience and how the experience that they're having is first connected to their traumas. This is the first thing you should do. It's very difficult because for someone having this experience, they cannot just connect it like that, because it's very disconnected. They are disconnected, so you need to help them to do that. The process is very slow. Also, take your time with them. Be willing to give them time as well. Be willing to give them privacy as well. This interview is about themselves. It's not about you. It's not about targets. It's not about none of those things. It's about real help. It's about really helping them to heal and help themselves, okay? Right? And really use this process to help to put all of these things in line. Don't rush them through it. Help them to be honest with themselves as well. So make sure they have a trusting environment with you where they can be honest with themselves. Maastricht interview is not something that you have to share. The practice is for the person, okay? So you only have to record what you're doing and not what's actually inside the document. So please bring this to your workplaces. This actually helps. Now, once you've made these connections, that's where we can start to help the person not just look into their own trauma, but the traumas of the abuse as well, and the connections to maybe what else, other things that's happening inside their lives as well. Making these connections is the pathway to healing, guys. And it said this is not about curing voices. This is not pushing them aside. This is about giving love to self. And this is about healing the self and potentially accepting all of self. Because once one is changed, once one gets this, what is really a special gift, pain does allow us to get gifts. Sometimes maybe this gift has a greater purpose than just hurting, okay? If we can get through the pain, then we can actually start to get to where this gift has a purpose. All right, so I'm going to put that in the comments. And that was just my thought on that. And if you are a person, if you're a voice hearer out there, you can talk to me if you'd like to. I could maybe talk with you, or I can maybe send you some information on how you can do some of this yourself. Because it's good. A lot of self-healing is good, though it's good to have someone you can work with as well, because hearing yourself, actually speaking to someone and putting those thoughts outwards actually helps you to hear your thoughts a little bit more clearly. Though it is good to hear your thoughts inside, so you're probably hearing a lot already. So hearing it out, like being able to speak as well. And allowing your thoughts to speak as well, because your voices have a lot to say and no one else probably hears them. all the time. So maybe, yeah, maybe you're conscious, maybe they would like to speak as well. So yeah, there's that. Um, and just know that there is healing and you're fine and your experiences are happening from some dark times in your life, but that all darkness is for a purpose, and there is a way to finding out that purpose. And you are very special also, and you're processing this pain as part of like a unified connection and collection even of people who are all doing this as well, to help the universe be able to understand some of the deepness of our dark desires and what that really means for us in the long run, so that we can be eventually a better world and we can not be living with this pain anymore. So thank you as well from the mother, from me, your sister, Amin Renes. And yeah, thank you very much. Look into that. That's my strict interview. Love lights always. In Lakesh.